On this episode, we'll get to the bottom of it.
We'll interview those familiar with the matter.
And getting you the info you need to survive.
All that and more on The Infinite Loop Show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Infinite Loop Show, episode number 53 in a row. I'm Michael Gaines, and with me is Kacey Coughlin on her phone. Say hi.
I'm on the phone.
We had a little technical issues, so now you're on your phone.
Yeah, my phone gets more than 10 times the megabits down than the house I'm in currently.
So, but we're eating up your bandwidth, so we're gonna try and.
It's okay. I'm grandfathered into the unlimited plan. So
okay.
Suck it, AT&T.
Yeah, you say that now.
Yeah, when they send me, they'll send my company the bill and say, "No, you suck it."
No, you suck it. All right, let's get to the news, everybody. I gotta turn the volume up. That would help. Apple has sold over 3 million iPads directly into U.S. education.
Right in there.
Just in the last year. That's pretty damn impressive, I got to say, because this is where you get the younger kids is where they teach their parents what's better. And then that's where the money comes from.
Well, now that they don't have the white MacBooks to buy anymore, that's really, what schools used to get. They're not going to get the Airs. Well,
true.
I mean, I guess they're about the same if you get a bunch of 11-inch Airs, but iPads are easier to lock down, easier to wipe and restore.
That's true,
So
too.
especially in a school environment where you're kind of loaning them out, or just you got a truck of them coming into a class just for a couple hours and then truck them back, wipe them all.
Mm-hmm.
Much easier.
I don't know. Maybe I'm cynical. Apple has always really been good with education. They have been, but I'm of a mind also where you get them young and that's where they learn.
Ew, come on, dude.
No, not like that. It's just like you teach them young. Like here's an Apple device, and
this is the computer you want to use
for the rest of your life.
Don't look over there. Don't look over there.
Don't look at the silly green robot
Eye
thing.
contact. Keep it right here.
WebOS, what's that?
Well, don't worry. Give it like a couple more months, and you'll be asking that. Everybody will be asking that.
No,
LG.
LG bought it. LG bought WebOS
to do what? They're not going to do anything that HP didn't already do.
Which is
nothing.
They're putting it in TVs.
Great.
Okay.
You do that because smart TVs are the freaking future.
They sold 8 million worldwide in education. Apple did.
That's kind of a lot.
It is a lot. Have you ever sold 8 million of anything?
That's private information, sir.
Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude. Apple says that they're looking at new product categories, but they're not going to tell anybody what.
Well, this is just breaking news right here. This is some shocking revelations that we've uncovered.
You know what?
Apple's secretive? No, that's crazy. Looking at new products? Tell me.
Tim Cook
sky
says
is falling, pigs are flying.
Tim Cook says that they're looking into new markets. Now, this could be the fabled wristwatch. This could be the fabled television. This could be this could be something that we don't know. And that's the great thing about Apple.
Could be total link bait. We don't know.
You don't know what it is that you want until they come out with it.
Exactly. You don't know what. You don't know anything until Apple comes and tells you.
And they say that they're still on schedule to open the Spaceship in 2016.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm on top of that one.
Are you? Are you gonna apply? Maybe.
I have no reason. I would be doing them a disservice if I didn't.
I want to see if they're gonna have an Apple store like the current campus does.
Why wouldn't they? Of course.
I don't know. But I'd like to go there and visit, get the tour. Go to WWDC, and they'll probably have a party in the center, in the park in the center.
Maybe, but they really do they do that now?
Yes. When
Because
I
I
was
know
at
they don't really do tours now of the
no,
current
not
campus.
tours. I meant
So why?
when I was at WWDC, they had a party on campus,
But
and they
how long ago was that?
2003.
Okay, that literally 10 years ago.
Yeah. Maybe they still do it.
Or
Maybe
maybe
they
they
don't.
totally
I
don't.
don't know, but I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. Maybe they
Because it's
don't.
Apple and oh wait for it. It's a walled garden?
Oh, you went there. Silly. No, it was fun. It was fun. I was
Oh yeah, I'm
lying on the
sure.
grass in the middle of the Apple campus, and wow, I'm at
You act
Apple.
like you've never laid down on grass
No,
before.
just like
But
being
was
at.
it the
Have you?
best grass you've ever experienced?
It
Did they
was.
revolutionize lawn care?
It was the iLawn.
The fertilizer they used,
No,
incredible.
it was just funny because when you live on the East Coast, and
You
you're
don't have grass.
nobody
I know.
have okay. I just never thought that I would actually make it onto the Apple campus, and I was.
Yeah, no, that in itself is a pilgrimage. Really, all Mac fans.
It sort
should
of
make.
was, yeah. Some people it was like old hat, but for me, I was like, wow, I'm having fun. There was. Oh wait, you know what? We're not going to talk about this next one because that's my app for today. So I'm just deleting that one.
Okay.
Apple shares went up because there's a rumor of a stock split coming.
Poco.
Which, yeah, people have been speculating this for a while. I worked
It's been one of those things I think that is more born out of wishful thinking than actual evidence.
Okay, so why do you think it's wishful thinking?
Well, like Einhorn, why is Einhorn suing Apple? You know, why
Oh.
all these investors they want. Everybody wants a stock to split, so then the price will go down, so then they can buy more and they get more back, and
Yeah.
at least that's how I think stocks work. I don't know.
When I worked at Merck years ago, and yeah, the stock split. But back then I was a kid. I mean, I didn't really know exactly how this stuff worked. But from what I understood from the people I talked to is that you do that because when the stock is too high, the only people that
Yeah.
can invest are the rich people, and you
Right, yeah.
you want
You're not getting new investors when your stock is at 500, 600 a share.
Mm-hmm.
So you split it again and
I don't know.
things happen. I don't know.
I am not a financial genius, but I do not understand what the implications could be over a stock split. Could too much stock cause a problem at some point? I don't know. No, down the road, if the stock goes up, let's say I'm not saying Apple, but let's say a company wants to buy their stock back, and then it's split and it was 30, let's say, and then it somehow rose up to, let's say, hypothetically like 600. Then the company's got to buy all that back.
Yeah, if you were ever I don't know, Adele and wanted to buy all that stock back, then it might be harder to do. But in theory, maybe not, because if you're in such a position that, like, I don't know, Dell, that you had to buy it all back, I would think that situation would only arise when your stock is really low and you're doing really crappy. And so most people have probably already sold it off. So maybe then it wouldn't be such a big deal to buy it all back because maybe there's only 2 people left.
Could be. So I don't know if there's going to be a stock split. This has been going around for a while now, for almost a year. And it
No,
still
that's
hasn't-
Dell Computers, not Adele, the
no,
singer.
All right. So did you put this one in? This is the iCloud spam filter, which doesn't seem to be working for me.
Yeah, I heard about this first from macOS Ken, and I believe it was on 9 to 5 or Mac Rumors. In any case, I believe it was a scriptwriter or screenwriter found this kind of weird bug when he tried to send an email from his iCloud account out to someone. Doesn't matter. But the email kept disappearing. It wasn't in his sent items. It wasn't getting to the inbox of the recipient. Just no record. Once he hit send, it was just gone, and there was never a record of it ever again. Like nothing. So he did some kind of investigation, trimming the actual email message down to figure out if there was a weird character or something triggering this. He got to the point where he narrowed it down to the phrase "barely legal teens."
So that was what? That was his
That was
title?
triggering the email to be disappeared.
Wow.
And
okay.
so he did some tests where the email with just that phrase in the message disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
He put that in a PDF and attached it to an email. Email disappeared.
Wow.
Crazy. And so he sent this, I want to say either 9to5Mac or TUAW. They did their own investigation and tried this from their iCloud accounts. Same deal. So if this is true and not just crazy made up, maybe he's got some other filters going on. This feels worse than Gmail reading all your email to me.
Like I don't know if
Apple is deciding what is kosher and what's not kosher and what should be sent out of your account and what shouldn't be, that's kind of over the top.
I don't know if I would call it. All right, if you're a big company like Apple and you want to prevent spam coming out of your system, would you not do that?
It's deciding the spam by
barely legal teens.
Right. No, totally. And it's letting in all the search queries I get for just random switch manufacturers and everything.
I see your point. I'm just a little torn because if I was a big company and I wanted to prevent spam, because spam costs a lot of money to deal with. If you didn't want to transmit this stuff out,
right,
would you put these in place?
It's only kind of trimming it one way then. So that's not really helping or hurting. And I don't know, not to, downplay it or anything, but I don't know any big companies that are using iCloud email accounts as their main email.
Is anybody else doing this? Like, have they tried doing this with Google or Yahoo or Hotmail?
I don't know. I would think that would have to be, if they were really testing it, then that would be part of, their parameters in the testing.
All right. So how about this? Do you think it would be better for Apple to prevent it coming in? Because that sure as hell isn't happening on my end. Well,
if their goal is to regulate spam, then yes, that would be both ways, right? But then it seems, I don't know, it's kind of like the same idea where they don't let any apps into the App Store that have nudity, or anything like that. They censor stuff like that. And if they're censoring emails with, dirty or whatever phrases in there, then it's the same thing.
Would you not consider Apple to just maybe... see, here's the way I see it. When you're sending something... Let me back up. If you look at if most of the spam that's sent, some of the commonalities that are out there, and I've been... English, exactly. I've been dealing with crap like this forever. And yeah, barely legal teens seems to be something that would be common for somebody sending spam out. It could be that barely legal teens and maybe 2 or 3 other things are the only thing that they're checking for. We don't know. We just found this one.
Yeah, it was just that phrase. And really, there's times where that in context that wouldn't be dirty at all. And it's only looking for that phrase and not really taking into account context.
I can't see why it would be not dirty. Barely legal teens.
They used wherever the story was. They used an example when he put it in a PDF and he put it in a full sentence.
Yeah.
Where in context it wasn't naughty or anything. I forget what the whole context was, but I don't know. This just feels crazy and wrong. And I think if their intent is to control spam, then I would think the first thing you would filter on is poorly written English or grammar, mishaps, not
how do you check for phrases. That's the thing, because how do you tell the difference between these poorly the
Well, if
the
they
poor
would
grammar
like some,
and
I
someone
could
who
send them a handful of poorly written emails that I've received, and they can just, scan those
yeah,
and build a database.
I think that the problem is that it's difficult to determine the difference between someone who doesn't know how to write well and someone who is just putting these words together to get through a filter. And that's why what I'm seeing now, I mean, not now, I mean, like,
Right.
it's
So
been
we
going on for
don't
years,
want to
are just a bunch
discriminate
of random.
against the illiterate
Well,
to try and catch bots.
it's a gray area for me. I see your point, and I agree with you. But at the same time, I don't like seeing it. So if you can prevent it from coming in by killing it on its way out,
Yeah, I'm tired of getting all these emails for barely legal teens coming in. I mean, it's crazy.
I don't know how my email address got on these lists, because for years I got no spam. I mean, now
it's just barely legal teens all over the place.
The whole .Mac thing, and that started how many years ago? What was it, 90?
Oh, more than
98, 97, something like
10.
that. So from 90, where I can't remember the date that it started, but from the day that it started until about maybe less than 6 months ago, I got zero spam in my inbox, and now I get it all the time, and it's driving me nuts because I haven't dealt with spam on this level in a very long time. So I don't know. Maybe it's me. I want to know if anybody else feels that it's wrong. I'm on the fence. No, I'm on the fence, because what you want to do is you want to prevent the spammers. All right, here. How about this? I got a better solution. What if they did this? They looked at the title and it says barely legal teens, and they go, okay, we're gonna let this one go through.
That's the title.
Or whatever it is that they do to check. They let one go through. But then if they see that they're sending out 100, 1,000 of them, then they kill it. Yeah, if they do that, how would you feel about that? At least that way that they know that it's All right, maybe they should do that.
If I'm just trying to email one person for barely legal teens, that's okay. Yeah. If I'm trying to email 50 people for barely legal teens, then that's a lot of barely legal teens.
I suppose it is. All right, the Leap motion controller. This is pretty wicked. This is coming to customers May 13th.
Yeah, pre-orders started, I believe, beginning of this month for Best Buy. And those orders will start getting fulfilled in May, and then they'll actually have product on the shelf around the same time or shortly thereafter. So you can go and buy it, and it's about, $80, $90 for this thing?
$70 if you pre-order it now. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted. All right, so for people that don't know for people that don't know what this is, it's a motion control. It's not quite like a Kinect. Well, maybe it is, but I think it uses more finger gestures than arm gestures and such.
Well, it's meant to be used with a desktop or laptop computer, so you're not. I mean, your camera is going to be close in front of you. You're not going to have a whole lot of space to do body stuff. It's going to be a lot of hand swiping and pinching and stuff. It's supposed to be more accurate than the Kinect camera. And it's a little box that sits in front of your computer. So I think the cameras are kind of sensing upwards, and your hands are over it doing magic and jazz hands.
I don't really use it. I mean, I do a lot of development work, but I would be very interested to see how well this would work with something like After Effects. Like, could you grab something on screen, and instead of using your mouse, I don't know how much of an advantage it would be.
I know, right?
But would it be nice to just go, you sort of, I'm doing this on camera, sort of pinch it to grab it, and then you move it where you want it to go, and then you can move it in and out. You can do that with the mouse, though. This is one of the problems that I have with motion gestures, is that I'm so used to using the mouse. I can't see why you would, if you're gonna build.
I think it's like part of a relearning, right? So
but
maybe not our generation, maybe not your generation, but the upcoming generation, the kids now that are born with iPads and iPhones that are more used to the gestures and everything, that are growing up with that possibly more so than the mouse and keyboard combo that we've grown up with, and that's kind of what feels comfortable for us. But
yes,
kids coming up now, maybe that's not the first thing they go to.
It's two things. One is accuracy, because you can get very accurate with a good mouse. And the second thing is, how much fatigue are you going to have on your shoulder and on your elbow if you're constantly moving around? Like teachers have that problem because they're constantly running on the board. They're and tennis elbow and things like that. Can things like that? Can you get bursitis from doing that? I don't know. I'm speaking hypothetically.
So that's where Leap needs to come in and make the new arm and hand hammocks to hold your arms in a position like this over the desk. And so then there's no fatigue. They're just kind of there all the time, and you just go this in kind of a general motion and problem solved.
I could see, here's another thing. Let's say you're working on a document and it's 20 years from now and hand gestures have been perfected, so to speak. I think some hand gestures have already been perfected. Would they be, now granted, there are probably things that haven't been invented yet that we don't know, but I'm just saying, with today's current technology, would you point at where you want your cursor to go in a document or things like that? Or and here's the thing, I do a lot of precise editing with GarageBand. Could I do that with my fingers? That's what I'm not sold on
Maybe
yet.
not today, but maybe soon. There's a TED Talk, I want to say 3 or 5 years ago. The Minority Report gesture thing? Yeah. That is actually real.
Yes.
That technology, I want to say it's called like G-Speak or something like that. And it's an actual apparatus, but it's huge and expensive. And it takes like 4 huge cameras in the room with you, and you have to wear special, haptic gloves and everything. And they have a whole alphabet of gestures that, mean stuff, kind of like sign language that does everything. And you also have to create like a whole new OS that takes that, so you don't have like files that you click on, but you have to rethink the entire interface and how you actually do stuff. So that, I think, would have to happen for gestures to really work. Because you can't bring in like a new kind of a wholly different input device like gestures, but then lay it on top of the same UI that was made for a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, I was going to say that if this were to go mainstream, then
you
would
need
have
to rethink everything.
You'd have to rethink everything, and everything would have to be an object that can be manipulated in almost a 3D space.
No, you could.
Yeah.
Like that washes
course.
away really a lot of the limits too. So then you can go back in space and maybe time, and
you can call these things iTardises.
iTards.
iTards. No, we're not going to title the show iTards.
I think that's the title right there.
No, I don't think so. Okay, let's go to rapid fire. Oh, iOS YouTube app has been updated. It's going to have the system that will beam what you're watching to your television. I don't know.
That's just AirPlay. Why are they giving it like a crazy catch word?
Yeah, it's called Send to TV feature. This is on Apple Insider. It reads, allowing user to send content from a device to a smart TV that supports a protocol without any additional apps or software. Yes, it's called AirPlay.
Get with it.
It's their own. Okay. I lost my thing. Okay. Oh, Apple ranked number 1 as the most admired company. 6 years in a row.
Surprise.
I kind of am surprised, because sometimes the criteria for things like this are like something silly and
don't have so many haters. Don't have less than 5 haters.
Exactly. But they did a good job 6 years in a row. And again, when I was at Merck, we were like number 1 company for X number of years, however many years it was.
Don't want to brag.
It was good. But... No, it was interesting because it gave everybody a sense that they were doing a good job.
Oh yeah, of
And
course.
yeah.
Why wouldn't it? Clearly you're doing a good job. Otherwise we wouldn't be number one.
AP. Oh, you added this one. Which one is this? Oh,
Apple and actually we got a little update just tonight on this one.
oh, that's why I didn't see
Apple
it.
and 60 other California companies went before the Supreme Court to file a statement in favor of legalizing gay marriage.
Cool.
Prop 8, which was voted on in California
Wow.
a few years ago, was really a huge thing that overturned gay marriage that was legal for about 5 months. It then, at the state level, was overturned and it was not legal anymore. And so now they're appealing that in the federal court. And surprise update tonight, Obama just sent his official recommendation to the court that he's stating that Prop 8 is unconstitutional. So that doesn't quite mean that the fight's over and that it's all won, but it's pretty friggin' close.
Yeah. I think it's about time that, this whole thing will probably be over soon. So good. Awesome. Dunkin Donuts app now supports Passbook.
Well, friggin' finally.
I added this just from the silliness of it.
It's like, about time. So now I can finally go back to Dunkin' Donuts.
California doesn't even have Dunkin' Donuts, do you?
Yeah, we do.
You do? How come I saw that?
They're just really hard to find.
Oh, okay. Because
they're hiding in the ghetto.
So now you can get your French crawler on by paying with your iPhone.
Yes, whatever that is.
I thought that you guys didn't have Dunkin' Donuts at all.
No, we do. They're just in the ghetto.
Okay. If you say so. Amazon's cloud... I haven't been to California in a while. Amazon's Cloud Player will now support the iPad natively, which this is something that I've been waiting for a while. I don't use the Cloud Player very often.
I don't use it at all.
You don't use it at all?
I don't have anything on Amazon's cloud, so it wouldn't do me any good.
Well, you say that, but what Amazon, I don't know if you know this, but what Amazon did was any CDs that you bought in the last 10 years or something.
Guess how many CDs I've bought on Amazon?
Oh, even 10 years ago?
Maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, if they're part of this, I think it's called Auto Rip. If it's part of this Auto Rip program, then they'll automatically be added to your Cloud Player. So.
Yeah, I heard that, and I was like, I think in my entire life I've bought maybe 2 CDs.
Wow.
On
Oh,
Amazon.
okay. I didn't realize it was that low.
I mean, I bought more like in stores, but just off Amazon.
Amazon. I still can't go completely digital. I'm still trying. I'm trying to find the best.
Swimming in physical media.
I'm trying to find the best audio solution.
Yeah.
Best audio reproduction based on digital media. That's it. If that could happen, then I would go completely digital because it's just taking up too much space in the house. It really is.
Yeah. I
for no other reason.
All your laser discs and your 8-tracks and your vinyl.
I don't own 8-tracks.
Oh, too good for 8-tracks now, huh?
And the laser discs that I have left are of things that are not on DVD.
I love laser discs.
I love laser discs.
Oh, wait.
What?
I love laser discs.
And Apple settles the in-app purchase lawsuit. This is where parents were setting up their phones for their kids to rack up thousands and thousands of dollars in.
Yeah, so if you're a dumb parent with dumb kids that click a lot of buttons and charge $400 to $1,000 to your bank account, oh, finally, Apple just. The craziness, has been put to rest, and you can expect your $5 gift card in the mail in about 2 years.
There you go. All right, let's move on to apps. What's yours?
Okay, I just downloaded this tonight because I heard about it. I had no app for the show tonight. Files for iOS. It is 99 cents. It's on the App Store now. It's not quite a file system for your iPhone or iPad, but it collects all of the document resources and other kind of cloud storage providers that you might have single apps for. So like Dropbox, Box.net, Google Docs or Google Drive, sorry. I think iCloud is supported, just general Apple iCloud storage. So it puts all of those, dumps them all into one app. So then, you know, you're not like, oh, did I upload that to Google or Dropbox, which I kind of have everything spread out all over the place.
Yeah, me too.
So then it's all in one bucket.
Yeah. Mine is something that I just found today. It's called Disk Inventory X. And I had seen this app off and on, but I just noticed it again today. It's an app that scans your hard drive, and it creates a block layout based on the size of the files that exist on your hard drive. So if you're trying to, like, what's happening with me is that my my hard drive, I don't know why, I'm supposed to have like maybe 20 or 30 gigabytes free, but I'm down to 5, and I can't figure out why. So
you know why?
Why?
It's all those barely legal teens.
You run this app, and it scans your hard drives. When it's done, you double click on the hard drive you want to look at, and it brings up this. I wouldn't quite call it a grid, but it's square based. The bigger the square, the bigger the file. Very small files are obviously very small squares, and so you can just see right there which of the files on my hard drive are taking up the most space. And that helped me whittle down some of the files that were taking up too much space. You can either...
Is this on the Mac App Store?
No, this is on... Well, it may be, but I found it on... It's DERLIEN.com, Derlian.com. It may be there, I don't know. But it's free, and it works great.
This is a lot like... Almost exactly the app. I think I recommended it probably 6 months ago, called Disk Art. Does the same thing.
Yes, I thought it looked familiar.
It is on the Mac App Store, and that one's also free. But if you're a Windows user, first off, shame on you. Second off, why are you listening to this podcast? And third off, there's another app for Windows that does exactly this called Winderstat.
Oh, yeah, look at this.
I think that's free, too. Does exactly the same thing. Gives you a nice visual layout kind of mapping of what's taking up space on your hard drive and what isn't.
Oh, all right. I'm going to take a look at this. Oh, wait, actually, let me click on it and see if it costs anything. It costs £2 British. So what is that, about $3.75, $3.50 or something?
Which one's that? Disk Inventory?
Disk Art.
Oh, I thought it was free. Oh. Okay, no. Never mind then. I lied. Sorry.
You didn't lie.
Well, this is what
wrong.
Like I had something blowing up my hard drive too, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I couldn't see it. And Disk Art, totally, I was able to see what it was and actually delete the files from that interface.
Cool. Very nice.
It was awesome.
All right, we're out of here. If you want to contact us, I am at StarMike on Twitter. Kacey, how does everybody find you on Twitter?
My handle would be at Kacey Queso, KACEYKASO. The Kacey, not the cheese.
We are at Infinite Loop TV on Twitter. You can email us, infiniteloopshow@gmail.com. Give us a review on iTunes. 5 stars or more.
We'll be your best friend.
Yeah, we will. All right. Thanks for watching and listening.
Bye.
Bye.
I like Max.